Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. Good evening. How are you? What a day. How are you doing? Let me do a mic check. Can you guys hear my mic okay? Yeah? Hi, Juanita. Good evening. Hey, Bree. How you doing, lady? Hi, Gwen. Gwen says hi, Yo-Yo. Loyal Diva, Donna. Juanita, Hope, Angela, Betty, Dolly, Denise, SB Loves, how you doing? And Bree. And yeah, my chats are way over here on the right side of the laptop. So that's why I can't see them sometimes. Bree is saying hello to everyone. Donna. Let's see, Angela Atkinson. Donna, you. Put on my glasses. She knows about Evelyn too. She knows that Evelyn is his ex, but does she know that the business is with Evelyn? I actually have to ask you because I don't totally remember. Well, I don't remember. Did he ever tell her? Hi, SB Loves You. Welcome in. How are you? Gwen has drinks for people in the bushes and for the chat family as well. My name is NONYASISCHAT, and I am here with you tonight. Skits were kind of boring today, I thought. Just kind of borderline. And yeah, but I did like the Amber Dave to a point. Hi, Dave. That's Amber's my man, my man, my man. I am Team Amber, but I am Auntie, and I'm a mama bear, and I will get her. And I'm going to get Dave, too. Anyway, I have some questions for Dave, but you guys probably already read them, so you already know. Hi, Donna Robinson. How are you, my sis? Loyal Diva, how are you doing? Excuse me. And Denise, how was work today? Angela, my niece, how are you? How are you, Angela Atkinson? Gwen says, please hit, smash, tap, poke, or push the like button. Light it up. NONYASISCHAT, it's free to subscribe. Please do. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to my channel. I'm over 3,400 now, which is good. Remember when I started out, I had 32 people subscribers, and I didn't even know why, because I didn't have a channel. Then I was moderator for O'Neill TV, and for Auntie Riri, and for Deontay. So I've been around for 3 years, for people who don't know it. But yeah, but I haven't been outside in the bushes in a long time. And Stephanie is not here today because she does have a show tomorrow, Friday, and she needs to get some rest to make sure that she is ready for her show tomorrow. So, Yolanda, how are you today? I see Brooke is still on her mission to go and confront Isaiah. What a wimp he is, right? He wants to make it about everything except what he did wrong. But we'll see how that goes. And just as information, Miss B will not be here Saturday and next Saturday. So I will host for her. Well, not for her, but I'll host my show in Miss B's time slot. I'm going to go on at 10. So instead of, it's going to be 10 my time, which is 3 hours behind you if you are on the East Coast, and then 1 hour for CST. Chat family, I will be on instead of Miss B. Do you guys remember when I used to do Saturday and Sunday? That is hard. And my husband is like, look, honey, I never see you as it is, so can you change it? mm-hmm. I used to do the same show and wind down on Saturday and Sunday. Almost impossible. Anyway, so I will be on Saturday morning. I'm not going to do a wind down unless we're not doing anything. I don't know if If my husband has anything planned, I don't think so, but if we're at home, we're just going to be home chilling together. So, kids are grown. Took our daughter out last weekend for her birthday. So we did all that stuff. Now we get to just chill. And he will be working half a day. Like you guys really care about all my personal life. He'll be working half a day, so we might just chill out. After the show is over, that I do, um, maybe I'll just be at home. And maybe I should fix my office because it's got boxes everywhere still. I know I've been here like a long time. Anyway, Angela, Loyal Diva says, me too. I see a lot of red flags. I see some red flags. You mean for Dave? I see I see red flags where he might, I think I mentioned, no, I did mention the other night, he might be the brighter side of a Wayne, except I don't think he messes with a lot of women when he's got a woman, and I don't think he lines his women up to go backwards. The other thing is, does Amber know that the business is with Evelyn? I was trying to rack my memory, and I've looked at this storyline so many times, but I don't think she knows that the business is with Evelyn. I don't think so at all. But anyway, um, and Wayne never wants to talk about this, as we know, like never. And they had both promised to keep the secret to their graves, and then it came out, and Amber will deal with it, but Wayne won't. Wayne runs from this question, from the relationship. He doesn't talk about it. If you think about it, Wayne doesn't talk about it. So will Wayne say how long it lasted and when it was over? I'm doubtful. I think that, we know that he's protective of Amber. Will he keep that under his hat? Will he protect Amber? And we do know that if Wayne sees Evelyn, I'd say about 100% sure. If Wayne sees Evelyn, especially after going after Dave, or even not, I think Wayne's going to go after Evelyn, and I've been saying that since the business meeting started, so let's see if I'm right or wrong on that. And good evening, Angela, Donna, Dolly from Loyal. Hello, everybody in the bushes. Hit the like button for me if you would, please. Hit the like button. It don't cost you nothing. You can hit it for free. Hit the like button. Please, please, please. Can I get 125 likes tonight? Please. I appreciate you. Come on out and hit the like button. You can go back in. You can grab a refreshment if Gwen is open in the refreshment stand, which is in the hospitality room. She's got popcorn, cookies. She's got soda, wine, water, anything you want. So tap the bushes and come on out. Hit the like button, please. And one of the hardest things I used to do, and believe it or not, being a moderator, is to get people to hit the like button. Why? I don't know. It's like all you do is go slide the thing down, hit the button, and you just go back to chatting or back in the bushes. But I had a hard time trying to get, people just to hit the like button. They don't want to hit the like button, and it's not making us any money, but it just tells the algorithm, that you like the video. So our channel is popular. I get a lot of comments from people, subscribers that I've never even, met. And I've got cups of coffee purchased. They're like $2. It's a donation. Um, yeah. And we had a couple of people on last night. We had Margot. We started talking about that because Wayne, I think Roan was flying to LA also. Because I think Roan's going to do a movie, right? And so Margot came up and she spoke with us last night about her first travel on an airplane. And it was not pleasant. So, yeah. My mom's like that. She won't get on a plane either. And then Alani came up and spoke last night because he wanted to ask about, what's his name, Isaiah, and his dad. because they both seem to be missing a piece of the intelligence gene. They think alike, they look alike, and they're so much alike. So Lonnie did come up for a while as well, for about 15 minutes. Betty Bush, good evening. How are you, my dear? How's Betty? Hi, Juanita. And Juanita said hi to Betty. Donna is in the house. Hi, Donna. And I know I already said hello to you guys. I'm going to just go by. We've got Dolly saying hi. Hi, Dolly. Welcome in. And I know that Clara had a message last night, and she was trying to find the red flag so that I could read her message. I guess she had put it in, but I never did see. If you are here, Clara, go ahead and type your question that you had in the chat. I'm going to go back to the beginning of the chat, to the bottom of the chat, and see if I see it. So if you still have your question, let me know. Uh-oh, I just managed to destroy the screen. Hold on just a moment. Okay, I am back. Having a touch screen sometimes is a pain. Okay. Sometimes having a touch screen is a pain because if you just get near it in certain places, it'll activate and it'll do something. I like it, but then sometimes it's like, give me a break. I might fall asleep in the bushes, Dolly. I know. Go ahead and fall asleep in the bushes, sweetheart. It'll be here tonight. I promise. I will be on my best behavior as usual. We don't allow bashing. We don't bash. We can say something about Anthony and Tanisha, but not bashing them, because I don't like Anthony. I've never liked Anthony, and I put that out full disclosure. And I can't stand that woman laying up in another woman's house. I am married. I've been married 25 years, and I'm no youngster. And I'm not a pushover, but I love my chat family. I like kind people. So, Dolly, if you have to fall asleep in the bushes, girl, go for it. And the replay will be there for you. And if you would, everybody, if you get a chance, I don't know how many of you had a chance to look at the review I did this morning. The short video. Kind of like the ones Miss B does, but I don't do it live because I'm afraid I might make a mistake. So I just make a regular video. So if you go to my channel page and you see my red, black, and white banner, it says SKITLAND. Just click on the video, just like you do Kountry Wayne. Click the video, and you'll see I have two. I have part 1 and part 2 of, they're both reactions. One is about Amber, the first one, and then the second one I had questions about Dave. So if you would take a look at that, that would be great, because I do have questions about Dave, and Dave's a guy, and guys do think differently than women. So, does Amber know about Evelyn? I don't think she does. Correct me, someone, if I'm incorrect. Okay, please let me know. Amber wants to say more, but Dave was in such disbelief that she never got out the full story. And I agree, Donna. I don't know how far I would have gone as far as the, when it ended or whatever. And yes, my eyes are watering already. I don't know if I'd go into that much detail, but knowing that Wayne doesn't like to talk about it, I don't know that he would say anything about the wedding day. I just don't know if he would or not. Because we know he's very protective of Amber. He's just a butthole sometimes, right? So I did want her to say that it was 3 years ago. And Dave hasn't dated Evelyn in years either. But is it going to matter to Amber? Yeah, it should. I mean, is it not basically the same concept? We don't know if what he was doing with her. We know it was a few years ago that he was with her, and now he's doing business with her. It's not the same, but it's closely related. So should Amber be upset when she finds out that it was Evelyn? I think I would be. The double standard, and sometimes it's not even on purpose. The double standard It may not even be on purpose. Things happen. And quite often men don't think like we do because we're more emotional. So we're more into our heads. Men are, I won't say it that way. Men are men are into other thought processes. I'll leave it that way and behave myself. So, yeah, there was a lot more she could have said, but for now, I think it's been enough. He was furious, and I don't blame him. Wayne's sitting there talking about can Anthony come, and all Wayne's foolishness. So I am curious to see how Wayne behaves. Definitely curious to see how he behaves. And are we going to see Dave tomorrow? I hope so. Let's see what happens in L.A. And is he going to go to Barrio, to the parents' home? Because Dad wants Dave back after years. And do you know people really do that? They really want the ex to come back even after so much time has passed by. They do it. Dolly says, good evening and good night. Nonya says, chat. Buttercups and chatters. We are Buttercups. I just made up the name Buttercups because Buttercups is a I'm sorry. Buttercups is a strong weed, but it has that pretty yellow flower at the end of it. Because you got to be able to bounce back. Life be life, and life can be hard. And then, let alone being married. But luckily, a lot of us are married. Some of us aren't. And if I didn't have my husband, I'd probably be single. Yeah. But he's cool, so I'll keep him. And like Amber says, my man, my man, my man. Anyway, Dolly says, let's woosah while winding down during the wind down. We are as we separate real life from skit life. And I will throw in real life scenarios, and other people do as well. As we keep it, proper. We chat in here. Sometime last night, we didn't talk a lot about the skits because we got on other things, and we can talk about other things. I'm just not solely dedicated to chats. Now, you will see it in the title, because it is supposed to be for Kountry Wayne, so that I have a category that I can fall into. But we have had cooking, we've had music, we had a chit chat last night where we ended up talking about airplanes and flying on airplanes. Totally unexpected, but it ended up still being fun. And was it you, Loyal Diva? Loyal Diva doesn't like to fly. She said, I'm not getting on a plane. Okay, and then I left a couple of questions. I don't know that we're going to have a really busy night because the skits weren't really skitting, not to me. But if you had one that you liked and you want to discuss it, and since it's a light day, what I want to try to do from now on is to kind of categorize them. So, if we were to start with Amber and Dave, or we started with Shayla and Anthony, I'd like to try to get all those comments and thoughts into one group before we move to the next group. The problem with that would be the people coming in after, because then they would have to wait until we start that group again. Otherwise, we're going to have spaghetti. I mean, and even though when we chat, it's still fine, I think. But if we could group it together, but then I don't want to make it look like a podcast, because I don't want them saying, well, you have a podcast and you need to change the format. And the podcast format is very structured, and our team won't work that way. Our chat doesn't fall into a podcast. It's a chat follow-up group. It's a discussion group, and I want to keep it that way. I don't want us to be a podcast. It won't be nearly the same. Okay, so keeping that in mind, let's try to group it. What do you guys want to talk about first? I don't think Amber knows Evelyn a part of the business deal. I don't think so either. And he didn't tell her. You know why he didn't tell her? because he didn't think about it. Now, we know Amber was thinking about Wayne for the last 3 doggone years, just because his presence triggers Amber. But I don't think Dave even thought about it. And when he gets home, Amber's gonna be like, "Well, why didn't you tell me it was Evelyn?" Here we go again, right? So transparency, yeah, transparency is a necessity to a good marriage. And I always say, keep your skeletons in your closet until you need to pull it out. When it's time to pull it out, then you pull it out. You don't just lay everything on the table just because you're in a relationship. Well, I don't. But in this situation, it's time. And that's the only secret she's got is Wayne, the nagging menace of Skitland. And I did make up the word Skitland a few months ago now, because most people say Skitlanta, but I do say Skitland. Anyway, let's see if we have any comments. Angela says, actually, Amber isn't privy to any of his execs except Melissa. She went to elaborate, but he was so taken aback. Yeah, I read that one, but yeah, he was taken aback by it. And I get that. Lil Diva, what kind of red flags do you have? You say you see a lot of red flags. What do you see? What do you see? Other than the fact, and this I think is a main fact for Dave, a main potential problem, is that Dave is so used to being a bachelor. And this is not something that can be easily resolved. It's going to take work. He's so used to being a bachelor that he moves like a bachelor. So him not telling Amber that he was going to have a business deal and include Wayne probably didn't even cross his mind. Excuse me. My apologies. I do have asthma and I was coughing earlier today. So the fact that he's a bachelor, he's going to have to get used to the fact that he is now in a committed relationship. Does Dave love Amber? Absolutely. I definitely think so. No doubt about it. But Dave has been a bachelor a very long time. And that's going to be something that Dave's going to have to work on. When you're in a relationship, and I don't want to hear this, well, you're not from you, but, oh, well, he's a guy. And what's the point? What's the point? A marriage will not work, especially if you don't recognize what causes the problems. Dave's being a bachelor and having a bachelor mentality is how they got into this mess in the first place. By inviting Wayne to first come over to the dinner party and not tell Amber, and then secondly, inviting him to come to the house. He didn't bother to tell Amber either time. But guys do think like that sometimes. I mean, and there are things that, I'm sure you guys know I'm probably a tough wife. I'm a nice wife. I'm a good wife. But I am a tough lady because I don't like the nonsense, right? But I think, should he have learned something by not telling her Wayne was coming over, because she was having a panic attack? But the dinner, when Amber was so ticked off about Wayne showing up, she was blindsided. Dave's going to have to figure out that he's doing something wrong, but he doesn't see it yet. He doesn't see that he still moves like a bachelor. That's my honest opinion. I could be very, very wrong. Let me know if you agree, disagree, whatever you think. Lil Diva, let me know what you think as far as, I need a haircut, guys, as you know. My hair is just like fly away everywhere. Let me know what your red flags are, Lil Diva. I did read your comments in the comment section, and I'd like for you to share them. And Donna Robinson, you as well. Please hit the like button, says Ms. Gwen. Yolanda, how are you tonight? I am well. I'm fine. Everything is good. Lil Diva, can't believe the writers are doing this to Amber again. What are they doing to Amber this time, Angela? What do you see this time? What do you think they're doing to Amber? The fact that she didn't tell him, was it even necessary for Amber to say how long and how this ended? I don't think so. And I don't think Wayne is going to tell it. Because Wayne doesn't want to talk about it. I think Wayne is, honestly, I think Wayne is embarrassed. I really do. As much as we might find Wayne to be a pain in the behind, I don't think he's trying to hurt Amber because I think even though he's jealous, I think Wayne is sincerely happy for Amber. He knows Amber's not coming back. Amber's got a new man. And hopefully Wayne, now that he knows it and he has met Dave, he likes Dave. I saw it the day after Wayne met Dave because Dave came up there because Wayne was talking crazy to Amber. He did, she was late, but he didn't say anything. And then he had Shayla move out of the middle and he put Amber in the middle. Is he going to treat Amber differently because he's going to be business partners? I don't care what they say about this is business and business comes first. We know this is Skitland and that's nonsense, right? But I think he's got some reservations in a few areas, but is he still going to be a pain in the butt? Absolutely. And are the contracts signed? So what? The women are just going to keep working like they're working now as co-creators, but they're not making any money? And if they are, nobody told us. Where are the contracts? Did Wayne sign a contract before he left? Because he was on the phone today, but he may have been in LA already. And they are staying in Beverly Hills. And I wonder how Miss Evelyn is going to like the home in Beverly Hills. Because we know Wayne's going to invite everybody to come over there. Mm-hmm. So let's see what happens with that. Because I think Evelyn is going to try for Dave. And I think Wayne's going to step in. And I don't mean step in to protect Amber. I don't mean that. I'm not taking it that far, right? But is Wayne going to step in to try to get Evelyn? Because he doesn't have a woman. He always has a one and a two. He doesn't have a one. Well, he's got a half of a one, which I guess is still Lauren. But there's no number two lined up, which is for Wayne different. He's always got his second one lined up. SB loves you. Good evening, good evening. I know I said good evening to you before, but good evening again. So let's see, what do we have? Minister Yolanda says, Donna, the problem between Dave and Amber as her past unfolded. Hold on a minute, let me read this. The problem between David and Amber. Oh, as her past unfolds, will be he never really lets her tell him anything. He's impatient. Mm-hmm. And she gets fit. Amber gets nervous. She has anxiety. I mean, she really does. The girl has anxiety, and he never lets her tell anything. Now we know certain people will never address that she tries, only that she didn't tell. And we don't care about them. Because, I mean, they are going to address that, but there are people that are like that. You want to cut them off. You want to get your words out. It's called Communication 101. One person speaks, one person listens. And you have to be receptive when you listen, and you have to pay attention to how you make your delivery. Right? Mm-hmm. Hi, Clara. Hi. I was looking for your message last night, but I didn't see one. So if you still have a question, go ahead and type it in the chat, Clara. And if you don't find like a red flag, you can use anything. Just type a lot of them so I can see your comment. It doesn't have to be a red flag. It's okay. Gwen will pick it up. Angela will pick it up. Any of the moderators can pick it up and ask me to look at it, and I will look at it, okay? Don't think I'm ever going to disregard any question that you might have. And if I skip something you think is important, it might be because someone else already said it, but if it is important to you, highlight it. with something so I can know you need my attention. Okay? And then a couple of the moderators will call me on my cell phone, or they'll text me, I should say, to let me know. And Clara, that's how I knew you were trying to put a message in, because Gwen texted me. But I didn't know it. And then when I looked at it later, I didn't even see a message. So just so you'll know, I am definitely not ignoring you. As a matter of fact, I'm going to open up the chat on my phone just in case. Hi, Passion of Dentistry. How are you? How's it going? Make sure I turn this down. Okay. So I turned my phone on. Angela says what Amber and Dave need is communication. The need to communicate more. And that's when a lot of people do say, thank you, Angela Atkinson, for that. A lot of people do go to like marriage therapy and things like that. And it's not because things are sick, it's because sometimes we need clarity in what we are doing incorrectly, or what we are not doing, and how we're making the other person feel. It's uncomfortable at first, but some of these therapists are really, really good, and they can identify exactly what's going on. And Dave does have a little bit of an impatient personality, or is it that Amber is so nervous about it that she wants to get all of it out and she can't, right? Hi, Ruth Barrow. Welcome in. How are you? How are you, Ruth? Angela Atkinson, you're right. I forgot when Amber met his mom at his sister's. Best skits were Darren buying Keisha the SUV. I love that, Nancy. Nancy B. the Scratcher is in the house. Nancy B. does have a channel. And if you like, please go over and subscribe to her channel. She has a funny channel. She does scratchers and she wins money. They go to dinner and she's always got this food that looks amazing, and I'm like, God, where are they at? But I live in California, but so we do have great restaurants. It's okay, but they've always got something good going on. So thank you for that. I love that he bought the car and then Lisa had the nerve to get mad. She got mad because guess what? There's no prenup. Who else doesn't have a prenup that people forget about? I didn't forget. Who else doesn't have a prenup? Anthony Dalton. He has no prenup. And he's trying to give her $150,000 and $4,000 a month. He's an idiot. Anyway, it looks like we've got 91 people watching. If you would hit the like button, I would appreciate it. And if you are in the bushes, and Miss B is gone on her vacation, so she's not going to show up tonight. So, arrivederci, Bridget, Miss B, have a great vacation. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Angela says, this is why I was wondering why Dave is mad when he heard about Wayne. Well, it's a little different, Angela. I mean, Amber used to go with Wayne, and Dave connected himself to Wayne without knowing that there was a relationship. He didn't know that Amber used to go with Wayne. We know she used to go with Wayne. Before Anthony, Wayne was her dude. They were an item whether people like it or not. They were together. So Dave, he's mad at Amber, but unjustifiably, right? Because he came out to check Wayne, and he ended up liking Wayne. And then he goes in to check the podcast. They give out phone numbers. Amber doesn't know any of this is going on. Okay? I see exactly what you're saying, and I did try to address these in my video. So if you can read them or watch them, that would be good. Because yeah, he didn't know. But he knew that Amber did something in the past, and she was going to tell him what it was. And their lives got in the way. They were busy falling in love with each other. So maybe Amber didn't find or didn't even think of let him know about Wayne until the day that Dave came to the podcast room. I think for me, that's the day I would have told him, hey, I used to go with Wayne. I think that's the day I would have chosen. But they didn't write it that way, right? So as far as Evelyn, she doesn't know he's talking to Evelyn every day. And if you listen to the way Dave speaks to Evelyn, Evelyn is checking for Dave. Dave's not checking for Evelyn. Every time she tries to bring up something, he turns it into a business conversation. Does that make it right? It doesn't make it right that he didn't tell Amber that the business deal is with Evelyn, i.e., what's her name, Shea Baby Butter, or whatever it is. So there is a difference there, and we know how petty Wayne is, especially when he had the audacity to say, "Oh, can we bring Anthony?" That right there should have been a huge red flag. And at that moment, even though it would have been uncomfortable, Bam could have said, I used to go with Wayne, so he likes giving me a hard time about it. That would have been an opportunity, but for the most part, there wasn't, I don't think, with the two of them falling in love, buying the home, the whole bit. I don't think there was really opportunity. We know they stay wrapped up together constantly. You know, they're going to have a baby pretty soon, watch. Anyway, they stay in their cocoon. So it's different. Wayne inserted himself into Amber's relationship because he thinks that Dave is an Anthony. And I think he's going to find out that Dave is not an Anthony. However, is Dave wrong for not telling Amber? Absolutely. I'd be furious. You got just like the same thing that happened with Melissa. Amber found out the hard way about Melissa. Melissa told Dave's business. Dave's business included Amber. Was she pissed? People were like, I wouldn't have fired my assistant. Your assistant sitting there running her mouth about you putting your business in the streets, and you're going to keep her? People are not irreplaceable. They're just not. He could have found another Melissa by now. He should have found somebody that he could use and train them as his assistant. He's busy. He hasn't had a chance to do that. He can hire a consulting agency to get somebody to help him. His sister, was it his sister or was it Evelyn? Complained about him. It was Evelyn. Complained about him not getting back, and he wants to use email. He needs an assistant, and he needs to do that. So I say all that to say life happens. Life gets in the way. And there is a difference between Dave and Amber's relationship with regard to Wayne versus the one with Evelyn. He does need to come clean and tell Amber, but he doesn't see a problem with it. And again, a lot of it has to do with the difference between the way men and women think. Let's see. Loyal Diva, you're saying no. What are you saying no to, Loyal Diva? Talk to me, sister. What's going on? What did I say that you don't like? What happened? Hey, Alexis, Zeus is Kai's baby daddy back. That's a running joke for people who don't know it. We always say Zeus and Shayla don't even know each other. But we always say that Zeus is Kai's daddy because he's light skinned and sandy hair. So we always joke around and say that Zeus is Kai's baby daddy. So that's why she put that there. And then what else do we have? Amber does not know. Thank you, Sandra. Yolanda says, for all that is righteous, I don't get the need for women to disclose every single thing about our past. We don't need to. There's no way I disclose everything about my past, even if I don't even have a lot in it. But we don't. But Wayne is a problem. And that's what I think some people are missing. Wayne is a menace. He's sitting there talking about, can Anthony come? Hell no, Anthony can't come. For what? That's Amber's ex. She's trying to get a divorce and Wayne's joking. That's not funny, Wayne. That's not funny. Why would you do that? Because he's being messy and petty. And so for that, in that regard right there, now Dave's going to be taking Wayne's temperature. And we know that when he does zoom in on you, he watches every move and everything you say. So yeah, Yolanda, we don't have to. You know, I'm a firm believer, and you guys know I'm not a feminist, but I am a firm believer. When you're a woman, you're going to get treated like a second class citizen in my country, in America. And not even necessarily on purpose. It's a built-in thought process that they've put in over the decades, forever. But it stems back from England. You know, it's never gone away. So given that fact, you fight for your own freedom. You fight for your own sanity. Don't expect anybody to give us anything, because they're not going to give us anything. You want your freedom, you want your respect, then you get it. Don't wait for anybody to give it to us, because they're not going to. To a lot of men, you're just a woman. But women have the power more than men think they do. Where's Kool-Aid? I want to hear what Kool-Aid has to say about what I just said, because he knows it's true. Anyway, it is true. No, we don't have to disclose anything, and no, men can't keep their secrets. That's a matter of the way that people think. And if that's what a woman lets happen, or a man lets happen, because women do it too, if that's the way they let it roll, then that's what it's going to be. And I thank goodness that, again, I don't mean to talk about my husband. I'm glad I've got the husband I have, because he actually knows me and the way I think. I ain't about that nonsense. So it's up to you as a person, be it a man or a woman, to make sure that your boundaries are clear, that you do share, that you do disclose. And as much as people hate therapy, if you need to go to therapy because you keep having the same kind of problem over and over and over, then somebody needs to find out what the root of that problem is. Darren's skit was the best one. I did like that skit also. The hospitality room is open for the people in the bushes. If you're in the bushes, come on out and hit the like button. It don't cost you nothing. You can hit it for free. Just come out, push the button. Come out and push the button. And no, I don't make money off of it, so it's not like you know, giving me some clickbait. That's over there on the other side of the tracks. If you want to give somebody clickbait, because I don't do clickbait. So yeah, I like Keisha. I like Keisha too. I didn't like Keisha when she was going to school with that bonnet on her head, though. I was like, who's this crazy chick? But yeah, Keisha's funny. She's probably a real comedian. She's funny. And yeah, we have snacks. We have popcorn. We have cookies. We have juice. We have coffee, tea, water, wine. We have what looks like a mimosa. So come out, grab you a snack and a refreshment, and then you can go back and hide in the bushes, okay? But yeah, as far as realities, reality setting in, we have to pay attention, because nobody promised us a rose garden. You know, like life is a box of chocolates, right? Isn't that what Forrest Gump's mom told him? Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. And then I like Piari and Sade's skit. Did you? I didn't quite trust either one of the women, Nancy. I mean, the skit was cool, but I don't know that I trusted either one of them to be extremely serious about what she was saying. And Clara says, no, she doesn't. And Evelyn's trying to get him back. Ain't gonna happen, girl. She wants him back. I mean, and you know what's interesting? And it's kind of easy for me to say, even though, because it happened to me, where some years went by before I married my husband, because I married somebody else first. But do you know the man waited? My husband waited because he said he knew I wasn't going to stay married. Why is she not married? She doesn't want to marry Steve. She wants Dave. The only reason Evelyn wants Dave is because she sees he's successful. Dave didn't leave Evelyn Evelyn left Dave. She was bored. So what makes her think she won't be bored again? And she met Amber. So she knows full doggone well Dave has a girlfriend. She knows Dave has a girlfriend, right? Mm-hmm. But as women and men will do, they will try to take that person anyway. That's what they do. Yeah, I'm telling you, don't be trusting these people. You think I'd be kidding when I say that? I'm not kidding. People can do some very cruel things. But Dave, yeah, we've got a communication problem between Dave and Amber. And that seems to be their only problem, to be perfectly honest. And maybe Dave is controlling in that maybe he has some narcissistic ways. Are they really narcissistic? Or is it just habit? Is it just habit? Because he's a bachelor. And he's been a bachelor for so long. Who's the realtor? Who's the lawyer? Do they mean anything? Who's Nia's mom? Where's she at? And why does Dave know? You know, I always say a marriage, when you get a divorce, that is the unaliving of a marriage. Because a divorce is like the death of a marriage. And that, my friends, is true. Because when you look up and the divorce is final, that marriage is gone. It no longer exists. It's been stamped. Done. So, you know, I know she does it and Evelyn's trying to get him back. And I like Momo and Dee's mom. Yeah, that was okay. I'm not a Momo fan, but I like Angela, but I'm afraid to trust Angela because she's always coming out of left field. But remember, she used to love Tamara. She hasn't even asked about Tamara, but she does like Momo. She likes raunchy Momo. But does she really like Momo, or is she keeping an eye on Momo? We're talking about Angela. Is she keeping an eye on Momo, or does she really like her? Now we know she liked Tamara, but what is she doing with Momo? Nancy, what do you think? You think she's keeping an eye on Momo because of the Bishop thing? Or does she truly like Momo? Does she trust Momo? And if she trusts Momo, why is she pushing Momo back to be with Damien? Yolanda says, "Good night. I don't know why Wayne and Amber's affair is such a great factor, and it was 3 years ago because they wanted to keep it alive, and both Amber and Wayne promised each other that they would take that affair to their grave, right? And then Shayla threw it out there in order to make Anthony stay with her, and that's how the secret got out. Because nobody knew that Shayla was going to disclose it because everybody thought she was the dummy running behind Amber when she was actually just learning, taking notes, taking numbers. And now she's the Shayla that we have. Shayla acts like she's cracking up. Did you guys see her dealing with Anthony today? She was on a 10, then she was on like a 7, then she was back to an 11, because she's going crazy that Anthony did not pick her. He picked Raggedy Denisha. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say Raggedy Denisha. How about Mink Lash, Bat Lash Denisha? Who I can't wait to get exposed so that all the naysayers, they're going to be in their feelings when they find out, oh, she cooks good, but yeah, she really did have a very dark background, didn't she? Just wait till that comes out. And wait till Anthony gets blackmailed. Is Denisha still going to be around? Amber does not know that Dave has the deal with Evelyn. Nancy says, congratulations. I am good, Auntie. And then, case in point, Yolanda says Isaiah is upset with everyone that Brooke found out he was cheating, yet he has not been held accountable. He has not held himself accountable yet. He wants to talk about everything except what he actually did. He's told it's not his fault. Brooke's heart was broken, and Cam broke bro code. And you know what? If I were everybody around him, around Isaiah, I would drop Isaiah like hot rocks because Isaiah is loyal to Isaiah. That's it. That's all. He's not going to take accountability. If he doesn't learn at this age, he might be 30 or 40 before he does learn something. Who wants to be around a person like Isaiah? Let's see. Hi, Bree. Dave better keep it cute in LA. That's right, Bree. Or keep a fork out there and keep Evelyn away from him. The father is the one that's going to be a problem. Watch. He's going to take Dave to the car show, and Wayne's going to go. He's going to take him to the car show, and you know Wayne's going to peep everything going on with Dave. Once Wayne finds out that Dave already knows these people, he's going to be watching. So they're both going to be watching each other. And Dave's dad, instead of appreciating the fact that, Steve, maybe he's boring, I don't know, doesn't like Steve one bit. He likes Dave. But he knows Dave from being a youngster. So how long were they apart? I mean, what, 10 years? 5 years? He wants to show him a 57 Chevelle car. Lowrider or muscle, whatever they made it into, right? Dave is not available. Dave has a girlfriend. But the father doesn't care. You know why? Because the father's a cheater himself. That man doesn't care about relationships. He's cheated on his wife multiple times, as we've learned. So do you think he really cares about Dave having a girlfriend? Not when he can try to get Dave for his daughter. No. SB Loves You says she doesn't know. Thank you. Thank you, SB. Is it okay to call you SB? Okay, and then Lord Diva says, I'm trying to give Dave some grace because I'm seeing all types of red flags when it comes to Dave. He's being very hypocritical. Okay, I think I think that does come from his lack of what am I trying to say? Impatience. He's impatient, and I think when people are used to being alone, they're used to doing things the right way. I'm going to give him some grace, but just like the last time when he realized he was wrong, he's the type that, and I can relate because I used to say things and then say, oops, why did I say that? Thank goodness I never said anything really bad that I couldn't take back. But he's not the kind to give you a moment. They want something instantly, like Instagram, like now, like everything right now, right now, right now, which is the age that we live in. But there are people who are made that way. And a lot of those people, they do need therapy because they don't know how to listen. They don't know how to be patient. And that destroys a lot of marriages, a lot of them. Because if you push some people, you're going to push them away faster than you think. So I give him grace to a point, but I also say Dave's not been, and maybe that's what happened with the realtor, and she didn't know how to deal with it. And Amber she gets so anxious. So Dave's going to have to start checking Dave. Instead of checking and watching everybody around Dave, Dave's going to have to start looking at Dave. Look at the man in the mirror. How much of this did you cause yourself, Dave, by inviting Wayne and not telling Amber? Inviting Wayne to your house, not telling Amber. Dave needs to think about it. You're no longer a bachelor. Let's see. Yolanda says, yes, you hit that comment on the head. I agree. I saw she did try to tell Dave more. Yeah, he's impatient, and he's gonna have to get over that. Dave told Amber they were friends. He hasn't told her that Evelyn is part of the deal. Thank you, Gwen. I didn't think so. I didn't want to call it and that not be true, but I couldn't recall anywhere where he said that. Loyal Diva, exactly. Dave is starting to be dishonest. Is he really trying to be dishonest, or is he not paying attention? There's a big difference. Um, some of us are very critical. I know I'm critical of people, but I wouldn't call him dishonest if he knew. And don't come for me, but was Amber dishonest? Was Wayne dishonest? Yeah, because it was in the forefront of their mind. Is Evelyn dishonest? Is Evelyn dishonest for Dave, or is Dave not even thinking about her that way? So the two over here know that there's something that's being hidden. Is Dave and I'm just being trying to be clear here. Is Dave even checking for Evelyn that way? So if he's not checking for Evelyn that way, is that calling is he being dishonest? He is being dishonest by not telling Amber that he's doing business with her. So one shade is lighter than the other shade, but it's still all dishonesty. But I wouldn't put them in the same apple cart, right? I'd put large apples and then medium-sized apples. It doesn't make one better than the other. He's not saying anything about Evelyn because he's not thinking about Evelyn that way. However, she is his ex. But he doesn't see anything with her, so he doesn't find a need, I guess, to mention it. Or hell, maybe he didn't even think about it. Where Wayne and Amber, it's in the forefront of their mind. So they know that Dave needs to know. Do I like the fact that he didn't tell Amber? Heck no. Does that tick me off? Yeah, it absolutely does. But sometimes it's the weight of an item, an issue. It's the weight as to whether it makes you dishonest or if it makes you blind to what's really going on. There's a difference there, and that's just something that I've learned. And I actually learned that in therapy before. I find this like really, really heavy, and whoever I went to therapy with, they didn't even see it the way I saw it. And that does happen with people. People are different. We're not the same. Is she a problem? Yeah, she's a problem. But he doesn't know she's a problem because he's not looking at her as a problem. Amber and Wayne, they're looking at their situation as a problem. So hopefully Wayne will peep it and get her anyway. But yeah, so you got apples and oranges, or apples and apples, large apples, medium-sized apples. Do they weigh the same? Is Dave consciously thinking, let me not tell Amber? Is he consciously thinking that? I mean, let's be honest. Dave made me so mad earlier. Like, boy, you're not being transparent with Amber. And again, Bree, it goes back to, is he thinking about the fact that he used to go with her and he's chatting with her on the phone? But the only saving grace in my eyes for Dave is that he kept talking about it as business. But he should tell Amber. He should have told Amber that he used to go with her. And again, and this is not an excuse, he's moving like a bachelor. Like, that's the part that pisses me off. You're not a bachelor anymore, Dave. You have a whole girlfriend that you want to marry, that you just spent $4 million on a home for. Right? So, you better come out of that bachelor mode, is what Dave had better do. Or Dave's going to be in a world of trouble. He is. He's going to be in a world of hot water. Yeah. Dave, I hope you listening, even though I know you're on that airplane right there. So let's see. Do you want me to come on stage? I can come for a bit. You can come up for a little bit, Yolanda. Maybe like 10 minutes. You want to come up for about 10 minutes, Yolanda? I can put the link in. And please, if you're not Yolanda, don't grab the link. And if you do want to come up, let me know, and I will send you a link as well. Yolanda, I put the link in. If you want to come up, please do. And then Nonya says, I will be online 12 o'clock Eastern Time, Saturday, 11 o'clock CST, and at 10 o'clock Pacific Time, okay? And Gwen, that is what I'm saying. David's saying that Wayne is laughing in his face. He was. But Evelyn's flirting with him. Is he flirting with Evelyn back? Is he flirting back with Evelyn? Hello, Evelyn. Good evening. Good evening. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. How you doing, doll?
I'm all right. Y'all forgive my hair.
I ain't looking at your hair. I'm looking at that pillow you got behind your neck.
I'm good. How are you? Can you
Real
hear me?
good. It's Dallas Cowboys, girl.
All right.
I used to be a
Y'all
fan.
forgive my hair.
I like the
Let me,
pillow. That looks
let
that
me
one.
turn my TV down.
So how are you doing, Yolanda?
I am good. I am good. Hello, everybody.
Yolanda, Minister Yolanda is on with me. So we're gonna chat for a bit. So what's on your mind, Yolanda? What's going on?
Oh, I was just want to come on, and if you needed some help, be on with you for a bit.
Girl,
But
I'm good. I'm always good. But I always love people to come up with me. So no, I mean
I
it's just I'm used to doing it by myself. And Stephanie is new and Miss B used to come on once. But I'm good. I don't mind doing it. I just do it. I just do it.
right.
At the end of the night I'm exhausted, but how are you doing? What do you have
I'm
on
I'm good.
squeaking?
Huh?
Is that what's up? What's squeaking? Is that your cell phone, Yolanda?
It might be. I,
Um,
I I got my volume low,
okay.
so I don't know. Because I don't hear the squeaking.
Well, no, you wouldn't. But anyway, talk to me, girl. What's happening? Let
It's
me
just
turn this off.
these skits. I keep trying to. I stop watching, and then y'all will say something. I'm like, let me go see what's going on, so I'll be in the loop. But
Girl, stop. You look beautiful. Cut it out. Cut it out.
you know, can we talk about Brooke for just a minute?
Yeah.
Okay, for just a minute. A lot of people are. Brooke just needs to stop and go to school. She need to, and I'm beginning to want to tell people. All of y'all act like y'all never got y'all heart broke when y'all was 16, 17, 18 years
They
old.
ain't gonna listen to you.
Because what
Mm-hmm.
she's going through ain't nothing no different than 90% of us went through.
Exactly.
It just seems weird to them because she's 18. But they need to remember she was stuck up in that house with Bethany
I
through
know.
all of her teen years where she would have learned social skills and how to she could would have had girlfriends that had heartbreaks and she
Mm-hmm.
would have seen how they dealt with it.
And what to do about it. She couldn't
And
even get
she
a
was
job.
right. They wouldn't allow her to get a job. That's how come she don't know how to ask for one now.
I know.
And then Bethany is entitled, and Bethany is always bragging about what she gets from her daddy, and she wanted that surgery. She wouldn't ask her daddy for $10,000. He gave her $10,000 to go have a
Yes.
surgery. She didn't need yet. She still got another 50 to 100 pounds to lose. She did not need that surgery yet.
Well, I can't. I like you telling and sharing the story, but I actually already know where you stand because I follow Ayana anyway, and I'm
Right.
always like popping up in your bushes or I come on and say hi to Ayana. But I agree with you guys 100%. And Brooke is the way she is because of her parents. Now there's some places where she can take accountability, but overall, between Larry and Bethany, and I'm not even including Shara, because Shara really has no clue what's going on. I mean, she
Right.
does
They
to a
won't.
point.
They keep doing what Shara has asked them not to do. Don't
Yes,
make don't make decisions where Brooke is concerned without including her.
and
And
they
Bethany
don't
does
include her.
not want to include Shara in anything. She
Let me
went in there
ask
the
you
other night.
this. I'm sorry. Go ahead, babe.
Go
Later
ahead.
on. What do you think about her going to live with Lynette?
I'm for it.
Me too. Okay.
Let me tell. Let me tell you why I'm for it. I want her to go live with her mama. But the problem with her going to live with her mama is that Bethany would go over there and harass. She won't go to Lynette's.
That's true.
She won't go to Lynette's because Lynette has already put hands on her and let her know she don't mind putting hands on her again.
Well, let me ask you this, Yolanda. When it comes to Shara, because I do like Shara, but my take on Shara is that Shara's not a mama bear. Shara is a tough cookie, but does she know Brooke well enough to know what Brooke knows or what she doesn't know, and to equate whatever caused Brooke to be the way she is? Where Lynette, on the other hand, had to deal with Bethany from the time Jaden was small. So
Well,
she has a
he
better, I think, understanding of the dynamic between Larry.
Lynette didn't have to deal with Jaden with Bethany when Jaden
Because he
was a
already
child.
had the baby, right?
Because
Before Bethany.
because Jaden was 18 when Larry married Bethany.
Oh, was he 18?
Yes, he's 8 years older than Brooke.
Oh, that's right. He's 8 years older.
Right. So Larry and Lynette had already raised him.
Got
So
it.
he didn't have to. She didn't have Lynette only dealing with Bethany because Bethany is married to her son's father, her adult son's
Okay.
father. Then Jaden went to Australia to play ball.
Yeah, I remember that.
So they didn't
And he
have that
just
have
came back home.
right. But they didn't never have that stepmother versus the real mother struggle.
Okay,
Whereas
got it.
and I started paying attention and I went back and looked at some older skits when Shara first came on.
Mm-hmm.
It's the ugly things that Larry and Bethany both were saying to Shara.
About her going to
Larry,
jail or?
all of everything. Remember when she first came on the skits
Yep.
last year?
I
It was
remember when she
always
drove
about her
up.
cheating. They
Yeah.
kept talking about her cheating on Larry.
Yeah.
Larry took Brooke away from Shara.
Right. He got full custody.
He took her. Shara didn't willingly give up her child.
So did he
He
get did he get Brooke when Shara was out of jail or while she was in jail? Because she
when
was only
Shara
there
came,
90 days.
there was a skit where Larry and the girls went over to Shara's. Larry and Shara were standing in the kitchen talking.
Mm-hmm.
And Shara said to Larry, here I was in jail thinking I was going to come home to my husband and we were going to work on things. And I come home and you had left divorce papers and you was gone. She
I
took
didn't even see that. Okay.
that. Then there was another skit when Larry was in Vegas. Shara told Bethany, Larry went out of town and had me served with divorce papers.
Hmm.
Larry went to Houston, according to the skits. He
Mm-hmm.
went to Houston, and while he was gone to Houston with Brooke, Shara got out of jail and got served with the divorce papers. He then moved him and Brooke to Atlanta.
Mm.
Shara was in Tennessee,
Okay.
so he took her and he used her legal troubles as a way to gain full custody.
Okay. Got it. Because I
But
wasn't
he
quite
didn't.
sure how that transpired. I was like,
Right.
well, was she locked up when he did it? Or because right
There's a
now
there's
he's
a
trying to
there's
sneak and
another
have
skit.
Bethany deliver
Right.
serve
There's a
papers.
there's another skit where they were actually talking about custody and whatever. That Larry said he had guardianship, not custody.
Really?
There's a difference between guardianship and custody.
And he told her he had guardianship versus
Yeah,
custody?
that was said in a skit. I want to say it was around the time they went to Puerto Rico.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was said that he had guardianship of Brooke, which means that Shar could have gotten custody back,
She could have got custody. Yeah.
back. But then they had to contend with Bethany, throwing fits on Larry.
Why do they have to contend with Bethany? She's a
Because
stepmother.
Larry has to contend with Bethany, and because he had
Oh,
to contend with Bethany and trying to, under the guise of trying to keep a peaceful home and letting her, she was so ugly. But the other side of here's the very dark side of this whole thing. Think back to every time Bethany goes in Brooke's room. It's
I
almost
hate
always
that.
it's almost always when Larry's in the shower or when Larry's gone. And when she goes in there and shuts that door, she's up to no good.
She's up to no good. That I know.
Okay. She tried it the other night with the whole Brooke going to Char's house. She thought she could go over in there and poison Brooke against her mama and against her daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Make Brooke mad at Larry for trying to make her go to her mama's house, and that wasn't the conversation her and Larry had.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't ready for Brooke when Brooke went stomping out of her room going in there to confront her daddy. She thought that was funny till Brooke dropped the Lynette bomb.
Got it.
That upset her because she didn't realize Brooke has options.
I think what's throwing me is the part about the Houston. Maybe I wasn't watching the Bethany skit then, because when I first saw the Bethany, I couldn't take her. I mean, I live in California, so the outright blatant racism, just not that we
Right.
don't have it here. We have it, trust me. But it's like she's
Hmm.
so blatant with it. It just, ooh, it
And I'm a
infuriates me, to be honest.
being a Texan
Mm-hmm.
that has lived. I live in Houston. This is
Mm-hmm.
where I grew up, and I came back to Houston. But for 16 years, I lived up in the DFW area,
Yeah,
Dallas Fort Worth,
yeah.
Cleveland, Texas, which is where Christy Taylor
I know
is
where
from.
Cleveland, Texas is. Yeah.
Not Cleveland,
Eh,
Cleveland.
No, Texas. I used to work for the
Yeah.
railroad, Cleveland,
Okay.
Texas. So it's like
Cle-
I used to work for the
Cleburne.
railroad.
Cleburne. There's two of them.
Oh, I know. Okay,
Cleburne.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, Cleburne is up in the closer to Fort Worth. It
That's where
is.
Bethany is from. That little
That is
racist
where
town.
that is where Krista Taylor is from.
Yeah,
It is Trump country. It is Trump country.
that's why she can say the things she says so quickly.
Hmm. So
They
when
just
a
roll off
lot of
her
what she
tongue.
does, even if she's not racist, she grew up watching this stuff be said and done,
Yeah, that's why
and
it
which
just
is
rolls
why
off her
she
tongue.
right because she saw that them kind of things she heard and saw said and done to black people.
Yeah.
Um, she it's a lot of things, but my thing with Brooke, I really wish there was some way to get people to understand. Stop beating up on Brooke and say she need to go.
They're
First of all,
not.
she can't go. First of all, she can't go to school. That time has passed. Withdrawal
They're
day was
not.
Friday. Withdraw
It's
it.
hard. Then you trying to talk to the Country Wayne base. It's just the base itself. When you go in their comments, they make you ill, because it's like their thinking is just not on point. Are they all bots? I mean, the majority of them, are they just bots, and they bots don't understand anything? Because anybody with normal senses will know. Number one, you cannot force that girl to go to school. If you force her to go to school, what make you think she gonna go to class? No, and I'm speaking as a mama. She ain't gotta go to class. She gonna mess around and get expelled. And then if she
eh,
gets expelled, how's she gonna get in another college? What if she just wants to go to cosmetology school? What if she wants to go
eh,
to
eh,
nursing school, trade school?
it's it's so much in that and I said I was reading some of the comments and I'm like, you could tell the people that don't have children that are teenagers
Yeah,
and are young adults, or they don't have children at all
or they don't have children,
because they
or they
looking
are
at
children.
they look well they looking at life
That
because
part.
this whole She need to just get over. She just and
It don't work like that.
I thought back to me. I'm 60ish
Mm-hmm.
now,
Mm-hmm.
but in my mid 40s, here I am, a full grown woman, recently divorced, and a guy I was talking to ghosted me,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to take a day off from work.
Yeah, because it's shocking.
And
I
I was
know,
40,
girl, I've been
I was
there.
40, I was 40 some years old. So what Brooke is feeling, it don't matter how old or young you are.
A
When you put your
heartbreak is a
heart,
heartbreak.
a heartbreak is a heartbreak, and everybody handles heartbreak differently. We got
Yeah.
to learn to have some grace. So I think sometime I look at, okay, maybe this is the lesson that Wayne them is trying to teach by constantly repeating some of these during the wash, rinse, and repeat is
Mm-hmm.
because people they reading the comments and people just ain't getting it. So we're gonna
They're
have to
not
do this
getting it.
again. Then we're gonna have to do this again. But what's happening when they keep wash, rinsing, and repeating, they're boring all the rest of us that got it.
We got it and they're boring us. Yeah, you're right about that. And the other thing, the thing about, like, the thing for me, so my daughter has a double engineering degree. Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
She decided to be a flight attendant. Did we jump on her with both feet? No. You know why? Because she's a married ass woman. She can do what she want to do. She pay her own
Mm-hmm.
bills. She's happy. They travel. But my son didn't want to go to college. We didn't jump on him because he didn't want to go to college. My son wanted to go to the military, but he didn't tell us. But I already knew he wanted to go to the military. Brooke, maybe a 4 year is not what she wants like right now anyway. Whether it's about Isaiah or not, the girl is so sheltered and so much like Bethany, and maybe she was overwhelmed. When I went to my daughter's orientation, I was freaking overwhelmed. I was like, "Are you ever gonna make it through here?" Because her school was a university town. So anyway, for Brooke, even though she has the heartbreak, I don't think she was ready. She reminded me of Denise on the Huxtables, right?
Right.
When Denise had that funky attitude, the whole bit, and Jaleesa had to keep her straight, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
But now, for me, it's two pronged. One is, did she really want to go to Southern because she wanted to go there, or because she liked the band? I went to school because I liked the band. That wasn't the right reason to go to school, but I did. But maybe she didn't. Maybe she wasn't ready to go to a 4 year in the first place. And we're not thinking about that because they didn't show us that skit. But and then Isaiah broke her heart. She doesn't want to leave Isaiah. She's sheltered. She's green as they come, and she thinks that the world is just going to cater to her. So, is it that she didn't want to go to the college in the first place, but she thought she wanted to? And then she was messing around with Isaiah. She was falling in love. She had sex with him, and then she was stuck on him, and then she was stuck on both. Was it both, or was it just Isaiah?
What is not being
They ain't sitting
said,
at home forever.
what's not being said that I saw is when you go back to the orientation skit,
Mm-hmm.
she was gung ho that she was going to school.
Okay.
But orientation was a wake up call.
Because I
That
know that
girl ain't
roommate, they didn't get along.
well. Let's before she physically met the roommate. That's a whole new ball game because
I
she ain't
remember
never
her
been
face, the way she looked when she was at
right.
orientation. She
She
was like,
ain't never she ain't never been around that many black people.
and maybe that's what I mean. Maybe that shook her, and she
It
didn't
did.
realize it shook her.
It did. When she got there, she
I ain't
realized
never seen as many black people in one airport as Atlanta, and I'm out. I'm your age. I ain't never seen that many black people in one place in my life. I mean, I
right.
mean, I grew up in L.A. There's a whole lot of black folks. But I had never seen that many black people in the airport. But it didn't. I was surprised, but I wasn't like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" I was just surprised because I had never
Well,
seen that before.
I
I'm
I
not from the
attended
South.
I attended an HBCU, so
I went to
I
Spelman, but I dropped out. It was too many girls for me. I wanted to see some boys.
Oh well, no, I didn't go to all girls, but
I
I
dropped.
went to Prairie.
I wasn't about feeling all them. All there's too many girls for me. Mm-mm.
But Morehouse was right across the street.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
You
When I
didn't know?
tell you I didn't know, I didn't know.
Oh, okay. Well,
My
I
counselor put all this together for me, and he wasn't about to tell me about no boys.
oh, okay. Well,
He was telling me about school. I didn't know
I
more
went,
out until I was grown. I didn't
well, I
even.
went,
Otherwise, I would have been at Spelman.
I went to an HBCU, but I went to the same HBCU my
Hmm.
god sisters were at. So I was going back and forth to Prairie View my junior and senior year,
Hmm.
hanging out on the yard
There you go. See there?
with the AKAs and the
I would have been
masks.
hanging out on the yard. I even had a scholarship to go to Tuskegee also, and I was like,
Hmm.
I ain't going to no Tuskegee. I told my uncle, I'm not going there. Blah 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 blah. He was like, what's wrong with it? I said I never heard of it before, but that goes to show you, it's not that I was pampered. It's that I was from California, and
Well,
I
it's
had
not
never been outside until I went and looked at Spelman. I had never been
HBCU.
outside, so I didn't know until my daughter went to one, and I
HBCUs
wanted to
didn't
go.
get HBCUs didn't get the promotion that they get now until the
Yeah,
90s.
I
So when
know.
you and I were getting ready to go to college, we only were told about the HBCU colleges that may have had what we were
Right.
interested in, but it was never promoted that this is a historically black
And
college or
it wasn't
university.
promoted that way. Even Spelman wasn't promoted like there's men across the street. I mean, there were just things that weren't told to us back then. We
Right,
didn't
right.
know
So
until it came out.
in the 90s when all of the celebrities started wearing the t-shirts and
Right.
sweatshirts and jackets and stuff, then it's like, oh, and then when Different World came out,
Yeah.
that's when
It got
HBCU
attention.
started
Attention.
getting the momentum. But with Brooke, when she gets there, and all of these black people
Tell me
is
about it. When
there.
I went to the airport, I saw all them black people. I went, dang. I don't feel dumb. It's just that I never saw that before. I was
Hmm.
proud of it, but I'm from California. I ain't never seen that. You go in our paper, you see everybody in there. Like
Right.
green, white, purple, orange, pink, yellow. It doesn't matter. But when
And
I
then
go to
see,
Texas, they have told me to go home before. I'm like, what I do? Because I
and
got a
then see,
mouth.
and then the people that she knew, the closest one to her was lived in New Orleans. So she was in Baton Rouge, an hour or so away from her family.
Yeah,
The closest family that could get to her the quickest. So here she is, and then she meets her roommate, and that was
that was
Brooke.
Jaleesa to me. I
Well,
was
no,
like,
that was Brooke. That was
no, I'm
Brooke.
talking about the roommate.
That was Brooke.
You don't think she was like Brooke? Or
Brooke met,
no, not like Brooke, but no nonsense.
no, that Brooke met Brooke.
Oh, Brooke met Brooke. Okay. No,
Brooke
I
met
get
Brooke.
it. I was just thinking that the girl might have just been like a Brooke, but a no nonsense Brooke. So you said Brooke met Brooke.
Yeah, Southern Brooke, meaning Brooke from the South, met
Mm-hmm.
Brooke from the North.
Okay.
Because that
Gotcha.
girl was from Detroit.
Yeah. Oh. Ah. Whoop
And
Brooke's butt.
she come across as though she had street knowledge. Brooke don't have street
That's what
knowledge.
I'm talking about. Yeah. Because Jaleesa had
So
street knowledge in different world when she was
right.
Denise's roommate. And she would have whooped
But
Denise's behind.
I saw Brooke and that girl having a fight, but it wasn't gonna be a fight because the girl was just trying to get Brooke to do right. It was gonna be a fight just because their
They
attitudes
didn't
were
like
gonna
each
play.
other.
Okay.
Hmm.
Because that girl was gonna keep being disrespectful, and Brooke was gonna end up telling her, "You're not gonna keep talking to my mama like that." Brooke
Hmm.
has never had to fight.
No, she's from the burbs. She's straight from
So,
the suburbs and sheltered.
right. And again, Bethany made sure that Brooke went to school, and came home. There was a time last year when they first started really introducing the teenage skits that Brooke
Uh-huh.
was going to, Bethany was taking Brooke to tennis lessons.
Uh-huh.
Well, in real life, Brooke is a dancer
Yeah.
in real life. So she probably was going to dance class, but they were saying tennis. They dropped those skits like, okay, this girl had extracurriculars last year. What happened to that? See, and that's the issue with these skits is that they'll have something going and they'll drop it with no explanation. Don't pick it back up. Like, don't nobody remember this is what was going on in these skits.
No, because they dropped the skits and they think we're not watching. That's why I
So,
watched the Amber Anthony and used to be Shayla storyline, but now it's Amber Dave and then Anthony and all his women.
and so
Mixed
that's
women.
what's going on with Brooke. Is Brooke was that scared her,
Yeah.
and she's calling and texting her supposed to be boyfriend who should be able to, you know what, you can do it. Don't give up. You can do it. You can do it. But he ghosted her. He ignored her calls because he over there using the money she done gave him. He spent taking Mariah on dates.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. What do you think about see for me, I think now granted, I ain't feeling the Brooke. The whole Brooke I mean not Brooke, Bethany. All of that, even her copy of mimicking Bethany. My thing is with Larry. What is it just because he's military that it's so dwelled in his head? He takes the door off the room and there's two young women in there. What I mean, what is his problem? He just
I
doesn't
don't
have a
know. I
voice
don't
and
know
he
where
has
that
a
come from.
girl.
I
He
can't
has a
blame that on
girl.
I can't blame that on military. I grew up.
What's wrong? Yes, what's wrong
I
with
come from.
him?
I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran's niece, child, wife. That ain't that. I
Okay,
don't
I don't
know.
understand what makes him tick.
That's some stupid stuff that Chase is writing.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, because
Everything,
I'm like, what did
everything
I
that
miss?
everything that they are writing about Larry is not a veteran.
Yeah, they're acting like he's inside of a PTSD episode, like living through it, like working through it, but doing all these weird things, kind of like they're doing Shayla, where she's up, down, all around because her cuckoo is loading. She's getting crazier and crazier by the minute, like
My
she was today.
son-in-law, my son-in-law is a Iraqi war veteran.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and he got PTSD real bad, but he has never been that cuckoo that like Larry is being. That is poor. That is poor writing. That is poor script writing. And every time somebody say something about they need writers, they need real writers. What you get is, oh, we don't have writers. This is all improv. You are lying. The truth ain't in you.
Exactly.
Because if Larry, who is for real military veteran, if he's improving and he's a comedian, he knows better than to do what he's doing. Somebody wrote that mess.
Mm-hmm. Somebody did.
Or what they doing, they saying this is what they giving them an idea, and if they don't do it the way they want them to do it, they say a cut, and then they tell them what they want them to do, and it
Yeah.
just that is unrealistic because a veteran will not act like that. And you got all of these male veterans
Yeah.
in the comments that is lighting this mess up there like he ain't no real military man. Ain't no real military man. And
Yeah, I
it's
thought
true.
it was like, is he cracking up or something or what?
I mean, I had two uncles, my husband. Well, I had two uncles on my mama's side, five uncles on my daddy's side, my husband, and now my son-in-law. Ain't none of that veterans. None of that.
Okay, I'm sorry, I was typing a comment. I think I spelled something wrong, but that's okay. I'm sending it anyway. I don't like people making up conspiracy theories and bringing them over here. If they want to make up conspiracy theories, take it back across the street. Talk about it over there. Until you've seen a skit, I really don't want to hear about what y'all think as far as him being a drug dealer because now people putting labels on people and I don't like that. Watch the skit, learn the skit, and let's not make up stuff because that's what they do on these other channels. So y'all take that back over there, okay? Because that's how people get confused, and that's how people's minds get boggled up with nonsense and full of things, and then you forget the real storylines. I'm not being rude. I'm not being crude. Let's keep it 100. Making
Are
up
they ta-
stuff does not help us understand the skit lines, okay?
are they
Let's
calling
start
Dave a
there.
drug dealer? Are they trying to call
I don't
Dave a
know
drug?
whatever they calling him. If they didn't see a skit, I really don't know want to know what they're talking about. If the skit
Because
doesn't exist, then it didn't happen.
right,
I don't
because
want to talk
I
about Dave being a drug dealer. We don't know it. I don't want to hear it. I'm not entertaining it.
good.
And I mean that. If they want to do that, they can take that across the street. That's where that stuff is done over there. We don't come in here and make up stuff.
And that's right. If it ain't in a skit, you can't pinpoint the skit.
Then
Don't
let's
say
not
it.
discuss it. What are we discussing it for? I
That's
don't
why when I
that
was
I
telling,
don't like that because people do that when they don't watch the skits and then they
right,
get all these theories and they put them out there and then people get confused and lost in the sauce.
like I
And
told
that
you,
is
when
what
y'all
I
talking
don't
about
want my channel to do. I
right,
really don't. Let's stick to the storyline so we know the storyline. It's not
that's
like
why I
we
told
made something up in our head. Because too many people come over here thinking they know the storyline and they don't.
you, right.
And those are
It's
naysayers. Then they
just
don't
like
believe, well, it's this and it's that. If you didn't see that in a skit, then you don't know if that's true or not.
right,
And that's what those
just
people try to bring to my channel, and I don't like it. We don't come here for that. Then I end up arguing with them, or the moderators, we end up arguing with these people who come over here with these conspiracy theories, and now somebody in here wants to make these theories up while I'm sitting here talking to you. Please stop. Please. Because we didn't see a skit about it yet. It didn't happen yet. So can we wait, please? I appreciate you. And I mean that. Y'all know I don't like people who just make up stuff and bring it over here. Don't let's not do that, okay? All
listen,
right. What else, Yolanda? What's up?
listen, everybody. If you didn't see the skit, just like I told her when I first came on in the night talking with her, when y'all talk about a skit and I haven't seen it, and it sounds interesting. I back out of the live. I go find the
And
skit
go
and
find
I
the
look
skit.
at it
Don't
and I
make
look
up
at it so
stuff.
I can come back and know what I'm talking about.
It's okay for you to have your thoughts, but when you start talking and then you start building these scenarios, that's what these other channels do. And that's what I will not do in this page. We're not making
Right.
up scenarios. And we're not
It,
gonna pass it like, well, we learned that over on no, you didn't learn that on my channel. Y'all might have made it up. Let's not make up things. Wait for the skits to drop. I understand we all have opinions. I don't have a problem with that. I do have a problem with making up these mountains that don't exist. Because that's what those people do, and then they come over here and they want to drop their pile of PhD over here. And I get mad when people do that. I don't like that. That's not cool. And then they come over here meddling with us, and we're a chill, we're a chill channel, and they come
right.
over here with that nonsense. But then I'm sitting here watching these comments, and why is my chat family doing the same thing?
Because people,
I don't need an answer to that. I just want us to watch
I
the
left it
skits.
alone. I stopped. I hushed myself.
You know me.
Cause
I just want us to watch it and then interpret it from that. We don't need to make up
I
a
mean,
bunch of nonsense. I
it's
really am not
that's
feeling it.
what I'll say. If I got a thought, like we was just talking about Brooke and the whole college thing, based on the character they have shown us, and that's why I said my take is based on orientation. She got scared, and that's why she didn't want to
I
go to
think she
school.
got scared too.
And then her boyfriend ghosted her. Then she finds out that he done cheated on her. Yeah,
Right.
it was just too much for a young 18-year-old shelter child that ain't never done nothing.
That's what I'm saying. It was too much. And then he breaks her heart on top of that. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that's a lot for a kid. or a young woman, because they're still kids at age 18, you know? They're
Listen
not
here, that's a lot.
grown,
That's for a
especially
lot for
her.
some. That's a lot for somebody our age.
Yeah.
They
You get
making
your heart
changes on
broken
your
at my
job,
age, my heart's going to be broken. I'm going to be
right?
sad.
And like you said, you've been married to your
Married.
husband for 25 years.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden,
Heaven forbid. My husband passed away. That's a funny story about my husband and our relationship because he was my very first boyfriend, but he was my second husband. but
that's me.
but when we think about, we had known each other from the age I was 4 and he was 5 when we met,
Uh-huh.
and then he passed away at 58.
He was
So
young.
we had known each other 54 years.
Mm-hmm. Your story sounds kind of like mine.
So yeah, when he left from out of here, I was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah.
I quit my job. I moved out of my home,
Mm-hmm.
moved in with my daughter
Yeah.
and her family. So come on, why would I expect an 18-year-old to be able to handle it better than me,
And
who
she
was
has
50?
seen nothing.
Right.
Nothing. And these people are blaming everything on this girl, and it's like they're not quite understanding. She doesn't
And
know
then
anything.
out,
She
out of
just
out of
knows what
three parents, daddy, mama, stepmama, now one of them were compassionate enough to go in there and just hug that girl. Just hug her.
just
You
hug
ain't have
her
to
and
say
stop
nothing.
talking. Man, they talked to that girl 22 hours out of 24 hours.
Right.
I'd be
That's
running for the hills like my hair was on fire.
when Char went up the stairs and told Brooke, "Come on, let's go. Your daddy want us to come over there." And she saw, and Brooke told her what had happened. Char should have set her butt down on that couch and hugged that girl.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. There are times
So,
when a child needs a hug and not a yelling at.
right. She should have sat down and hugged that girl
And
and
but
walked.
that's kind of why I say, does Shara know how to handle a child? Does she
No, because
have
she didn't get a
maternal
chance.
instincts?
Larry took Brooke when Brooke was 8.
So yeah, but still, she's got to grow up as a girl.
Yeah.
So
So
that caring,
Shara raised little Brooke,
yeah, and not
not hormonal Brooke.
hormonal growth. I like that. That's a good word.
See, she wasn't there when Brooke got her first menses. She wasn't
Right.
there, all of that stuff. So in Shara's mind, my baby. Larry is stuck on my baby. That you watched her develop breast and all that, Larry. She not a baby no more.
Exactly, and that's my point. He's still treating her like that,
Yeah, you saw her come into her womanhood. So no, you need to let it go.
and
And it took
stop treating her like she's 12.
but it took Lynette to tell him that day that Lynette was over there after she talked to Brooke, and her and Larry was sitting out there in the garage in the chairs, and she told him, stop yelling at her and talk softly to her and listen to what she got to say. If y'all notice, Larry changed how he talked to Brooke now. He's actually
I
listening to her.
noticed that.
And that's why he he was trying to send Brooke to Shara House because he's ready to call a lawyer and have Bethany served. But he wants Brooke out that house. And at first I said he's babying her, but then I thought about it. If he gets Brooke out of that house, Bethany can't run in Brooke's room after she gets served and
It's
make
gonna be
Brooke's life a
okay.
living hell. Huh?
And where are the papers anyway?
They haven't been served yet.
I know. Where are they?
They still at the courthouse. In,
So yeah,
in,
because he didn't get to leave, so he can't
remember
hide. Is
remember
that why
when
there's
yeah,
no papers?
Remember when he called and asked them to pause the service? And then that reminded me of what Shara said.
Mm-hmm.
He went out of town and had her served. He had planned on having Bethany served while he was in Louisiana dropping Brooke off at school. Brooke
That's
wouldn't
what I
go to
mean.
school.
Wait, why does
Brooke
he
wouldn't go to
hide?
school.
Is he
Brooke,
hiding? He doesn't like the confrontation or the maybe the possible results of that type of service.
I think
What's
with
his problem?
Shara, I think when he did it to Shara, I just looking at how he is with Shara now, I think when he did it to Shara is because he was wrong because something came out when he was talking to his friend, that Rob guy.
Yeah,
They had was out for drinks one night,
yeah,
and Rob said, "Well, hold on, man, don't act like you ain't do your dirt."
exactly.
Okay, so Larry didn't want Shar to ask him no question, and he ended up having to confess that he was done doing some dirt too.
Yeah,
He wanted to make her the villain. With Bethany, he wants her to go on and get her screaming out. That's what that is. Because he know when Bethany gets served, it's gonna be a smoke storm, and I ain't talking about a good smoke storm.
no, it's gonna be bad, and he doesn't want to
It's
be
gonna be
there.
so he needs to get Brooke out of that house. Brooke, and she needs to go to Lynette's because Bethany not gonna go to Lynette's house with that. Because Bethany might try to bully Lynette, but she ain't. Bethany is scared of Steven. Lynette's son Steven. Bethany's
Yeah,
scared of him.
I know. I'm
So
scared of him.
right, so she
He
ain't
look
gonna
like
go
he's
over there.
suicidal.
But she would go to Shara house because she wants to blame Shara anyway.
She hates Shara.
Yeah,
She hates Shara because she was married to
she thinks
Larry.
that Shara did want Larry back, but Larry played too much. So she got to move on with her life. That's a whole nother subject. But that's where Bethany gonna run to. Bethany is gonna run to Shara house and cause all kind of havoc.
And
She gonna
Shara ain't
tell
the problem. I think
and
I
Shara is
think
not the problem.
Lynette's the problem, not Shara. Or the
Well,
possible problem.
Lynette's not. It's not.
You don't think
Bethany
Lynette's
is
interested in Larry?
Bethany is Bethany's problem.
No, Lynette. Do you think Lynette is interested in Larry?
No,
Okay. I did at
I,
first, but then I said, nah.
I think
She doesn't show it.
Chase tried to write it that way,
And it didn't
but
fly.
Lynette and Larry are better as friends.
They are.
Their time has, like she said in Montana, our time has passed.
Yeah. I
She
agree. And I like it better as them being friends.
right.
What time is it?
So yeah,
It's midnight. I'm gonna cut out
that
before you.
and the fact that Lynette is married in real life. She does have a husband in real life. And since she and Larry are actually Jaden's real parents, she don't
Right.
want that crossing
Yeah.
over, so
I
she don't
wouldn't
have to
want
be
that either.
explaining the scenes to her husband.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I'm gonna call it a night.
I'm like you, I can
It's
talk.
midnight,
I'm a
right?
talker. I'm like you, I'm a talker.
Well,
So
there weren't any great skits today other than I watched the Bethany skits. They were okay. I like that Larry actually did listen to Brooke as far as her needing her closure because at first he didn't understand why she needed closure because he was kind of Bethany didn't understand closure either. And that I saw that no I saw that today, and they didn't get why Brooke needed closure. But then
well,
later
see,
when Larry went to talk to Brooke, it seemed
Larry
like he
spoke to
understood.
Larry spoke to her from a man's point of view today, finally.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Men don't do closure.
No, they don't.
So to him, like he told her, no answer is an answer.
Exactly, and that's true.
And so she needed to hear that. And I'm glad he told her before you go, when you make up your mind, if you decide you going over there, Please leave your emotions out of it. She needed to hear that. He
And
didn't
I like
forbid
that.
her. He didn't forbid her from going. None of that. He's letting her make that decision for herself. Now, my question now is, Larry, will you be prepared when she comes home? Because she gonna come home with egg on her face.
Yeah, she is.
Now, I'm hoping that Isaiah ain't luring her over there to fight. Because he plans on jumping on Cam. So I'm hoping he ain't planning on luring her over there since Destiny ain't there no more for the twins to beat her up.
Okay. We're gonna cut out. Um, it's late. It's 12 o'clock where the East Coast is. I'm tired, and I think the skits were a little boring today.
It's
Um,
11 o'clock where I am, so yep, it's good night time.
it's 12 o'clock in Dallas.
Well, I'm in Houston, but it's 11
Oh,
o'clock.
you're in Houston. My brother's in Houston. My brother, and he loves Houston.
Yeah. Houston's a great place to be.
I heard
If
it
you know
was.
if you know Houston, it's a great
I
place.
just go to Houston. They tell me to go home. I went twice. I ain't never been back. But I'm tired. I'm gonna call it a day, chat. And I didn't mean to keep you guys late. I know this is earlier than we normally leave, but we didn't really have a lot to talk about with the chats, I don't think, today. And there's nothing out there but a bunch of theories, and I don't want to, you know how I feel about theories and things that don't exist, but we make them exist, and so, but anyway, so forgive me if I'm getting off too early for you. I will be on in the morning, and hopefully we have more to talk about. We did have a very busy morning today. So, and I thank each and every one of you, and I love each and every one of you.
Good night,
Thank you.
everybody.
Yolanda says good night, everybody. Good night.